Are you over 60 and still struggling with restless nights? What if I told you that 5 common bedtime habits, things you may be doing every single evening, are quietly destroying your sleep? I'm Dr. Lisa Perriera, a gynecologist with over 30 years of experience caring for women through menopause and beyond. And today, I'll reveal the 5 night habits you must avoid if you want to sleep deeper, wake up refreshed, and feel truly energized again. Stay with me, because mistake number 3 is the one almost every woman over 60 makes without realizing it. Now let's be honest. How many times this week did you crawl into bed exhausted, only to find yourself tossing and turning? Or perhaps you fell asleep quickly, but woke up at 2 or 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body refuses to rest. You are not alone. Studies show that more than half of women over 60 struggle with disrupted sleep, and it is not just about hormones. It's about habits, small nightly choices that can either prepare your body for deep rest or sabotage it without you realizing. I want you to imagine this. Eleanor, one of my patients, came to me at 68 saying, "Dr. Lisa, I'm tired all the time. I sleep 7 or 8 hours, but I wake up feeling like I never rested." When we looked closer, it wasn't her age that was stealing her sleep. It was the quiet little things she did in the 2 hours before bedtime. Once she changed them, her sleep transformed. She didn't need sleeping pills. She didn't need expensive gadgets. She needed awareness. And that's why we're here today. Because sleep after 60 is not just a luxury, it's medicine. Poor sleep raises your risk of memory problems, weakens your immune system, and even makes heart disease more likely. But good sleep, it repairs your body, sharpens your mind, and lifts your mood. And the surprising part is this: the difference often comes down to avoiding just a handful of harmful nighttime habits. Before we dive into those 5 habits, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, do you struggle more with falling asleep or with waking up too early? Type F if falling asleep is the challenge, or type W if waking up is what frustrates you most. Your answers not only help me, but they also remind other women that they are not alone in this struggle. And here's my promise. By the end of this video, you'll not only know which habits to avoid, but you'll also understand why they matter and what simple changes can help you reclaim the deep, nourishing sleep your body deserves. So stay with me, because the first bad habit might be sitting right on your nightstand, and I guarantee it's something you've never thought of before. The first habit that quietly ruins your sleep after 60 is something almost all of us have within arm's reach: our phones or tablets. Many women tell me they enjoy scrolling before bed, catching up on news, or playing a game to relax. But the truth is, the blue light from these screens tells your brain to stay awake. It blocks the release of melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to rest. So instead of drifting into deep sleep, your brain stays alert as if it's still daytime. I had a patient named Margaret, age 71, who admitted she would play puzzle games on her tablet until midnight. She thought it was harmless, but she complained of lying awake for another hour afterward, unable to fully rest. Once she began keeping her tablet out of the bedroom and switched to reading a paper book with soft light, she fell asleep faster and reported feeling more refreshed in the morning. The lesson here is simple. Your brain needs a signal that night has arrived. Screens give it the opposite message. The second harmful habit is drinking too many fluids, especially caffeine or alcohol, too close to bedtime. Now, I know many of you enjoy a warm cup of tea in the evening, or even a small glass of wine with dinner. But here's what most women don't realize: caffeine can linger in your system for 6 to 8 hours, meaning that cup of coffee at 4 p.m. may still be disrupting your sleep at 10. And alcohol, while it may make you feel drowsy, at first actually fragments your sleep. It reduces the amount of deep restorative sleep your brain and body crave, leaving you groggy in the morning. Let me tell you about Linda, a 66-year-old, who often sipped on herbal tea before bed, believing it helped her relax. The problem: her tea blend included black tea leaves with hidden caffeine. She didn't connect it to her restless nights until we reviewed her habits together. Once she switched to a true caffeine-free herbal tea, like chamomile or rooibos, she noticed a dramatic difference. She fell asleep more easily and slept longer without waking. And then there's the issue of late-night trips to the bathroom. Many women think frequent waking is just part of aging. But the truth is, drinking too much liquid in the evening almost guarantees those 2 a.m. interruptions. Limiting fluids 2 to 3 hours before bed can significantly reduce this problem. So if you want to give your body the best chance at deep restorative rest, keep screens out of your bedtime routine. Choose a paper book, soft music, or gentle stretching instead. Be mindful of what and when you drink. Switch to caffeine-free options in the afternoon and enjoy your water intake earlier in the day rather than right before bed. These 2 simple changes alone can transform the quality of your nights. But as powerful as they are, they're only the beginning. Because there are 3 more habits, especially habit number 3, that almost every woman over 60 struggles with, often without even realizing it. And it could be the very reason you wake up tired, no matter how many hours you sleep. The third habit, the one I see most often in women over 60, is napping too late in the day. Now, don't get me wrong, a short nap can be refreshing, especially if you didn't sleep well the night before. But here's the catch: when naps stretch too long or happen too close to bedtime, they rob your body of the natural sleep drive. It needs to fall asleep at night. Think of your sleep drive like a balloon slowly filling with air throughout the day. By evening, it's full, and your body is ready to release that pressure in deep restorative sleep. But if you nap at 5 or 6 p.m. for an hour or more, you let the air out early. Then when bedtime comes, your balloon isn't full enough, and you lie awake wondering why your body isn't cooperating. Let me share the story of Eleanor, a 74-year-old patient of mine. She loved watching television in the late afternoon, often dozing off in her recliner for an hour. By bedtime, she felt wide awake. She would toss and turn until 1 a.m., frustrated and exhausted. When we shifted her naps to earlier in the day, no later than 2 p.m., and kept them short, around 20 to 30 minutes, something remarkable happened. She began falling asleep more easily at night and waking up with more energy. Eleanor didn't need sleeping pills. She needed a new nap routine. The science supports this. According to the National Institutes of Health, short naps can improve alertness and mood, but longer or late-day naps disrupt the body's circadian rhythm, the natural internal clock that regulates sleep and wakefulness. This clock becomes more fragile with age, meaning small changes can throw it off balance. That's why it's so important to be intentional about when and how you nap. Here's a practical guideline: if you need a nap, aim for no more than 20 to 30 minutes and keep it before 3 p.m. That way, your body still builds enough sleep pressure to rest deeply at night. If you find yourself dozing off in the late afternoon, try replacing that nap with light movement. Take a short walk, water your plants, or do gentle stretching. These activities give your body a boost of circulation without resetting your sleep clock. I often ask my patients, do you want to feel rested for 1 hour in the afternoon, or do you want to sleep peacefully all night? When they think of it that way, the choice becomes clear. Now, while late naps are one of the most common culprits, they're not the only habit that sabotages your sleep. In fact, habit number 4 is something you may consider healthy, but if done at the wrong time, it can keep your body alert long past bedtime. And the surprising part, many women I speak with are doing it faithfully without realizing it's part of the problem. The 4th night habit many women over 60 believe is healthy, but often backfires, is exercising too close to bedtime. Movement is one of the best tools we have for healthy aging. It supports your heart circulation and bone strength. But when vigorous exercise happens late in the evening, it raises your heart rate, elevates your body temperature, and stimulates adrenaline, exactly the opposite of what your body needs to prepare for rest. Let me tell you about Carol, age 69. She started a new fitness routine and felt proud of herself for sticking with it. The problem: the only time she had free was after dinner. She would take a brisk walk at 8:30 p.m., come home, and then wonder why she felt restless until midnight. Once she shifted her walks to the morning and replaced her evening routine with gentle stretching, her sleep improved dramatically. She still moved her body daily, but in a way that supported her rhythm instead of fighting it. The science is clear: exercise is vital, but timing matters. If you love moving in the evening, stick to calming activities like yoga, tai chi, or light stretching. Save your cardio or strength training for earlier in the day. This way, you reap all the benefits of exercise without sacrificing your sleep. The fifth and final habit is one many people overlook: staying in bed when you can't sleep. I know it feels natural if you're awake at 2 a.m. You lie there hoping sleep will return. But here's what really happens: your brain begins to associate the bed with frustration and wakefulness rather than rest. Over time, this makes it harder and harder to fall asleep. I remember a woman named Susan, 72 years old, who told me she dreaded going to bed. She said, "Dr. Lisa, the moment I lie down, I feel anxious because I know I'll be staring at the ceiling." Instead of forcing her to stay in bed, I suggested a different approach. If you're awake for more than 20 minutes, get up. Go to another room. Do something calming, like reading under soft light or sip warm, caffeine-free tea. When you feel drowsy again, return to bed. Within a few weeks, Susan's brain began to relearn the association bed equals rest, not worry. This is a core principle of sleep medicine: protect the bed as a sacred place for sleep and intimacy only. When you respect that boundary, your body naturally begins to respond with relaxation rather than tension. So let's recap the last two habits. Avoid vigorous exercise too late at night, move your body earlier in the day, and choose calming evening routines. Don't force yourself to stay in bed if you can't sleep. Step away, reset, and return only when drowsy. These may seem like small shifts, but they can make a world of difference. And when combined with avoiding screens, limiting late fluids, and keeping naps earlier, you give your body the very best chance at deep, nourishing rest. Now that we've covered all 5 habits, it's time to bring this together. In our final section, I'll help you see how these changes can not only restore your nights, but also protect your health, your memory, and your confidence for years to come. We've now uncovered the 5 night habits that quietly sabotage sleep after 60. Let's take a moment to review them together. First, screens in the evening. Phones, tablets, and televisions trick your brain into staying awake when it should be winding down. Second, drinking too much caffeine, alcohol, or even water too late in the day interrupts the deep restorative rest your body craves. Third, long or late naps steal the sleep drive that helps you fall asleep naturally at night. Fourth, exercising too close to bedtime raises your heart rate and body temperature, making it harder to settle down. And fifth, staying in bed awake trains your brain to link the bedroom with frustration instead of peace. Each of these may seem small on its own, but together they shape the quality of your nights. And the beautiful truth is this: when you let go of these habits, you create space for sleep to return not as a struggle, but as something your body welcomes. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning, feeling refreshed, without that heavy fog behind your eyes. Imagine having the energy to enjoy breakfast, take a walk, or spend time with loved ones without yawning through the day. That's what's possible when you make these small changes. Sleep is not just about closing your eyes, it's the foundation of memory, mood, and longevity. I think back to Eleanor Margaret, Linda Carroll, and Susan, the women whose stories I've shared with you today. Each of them believed that poor sleep was just part of aging. But once they adjusted their evening habits, they discovered something remarkable. Their bodies still knew how to rest. They just needed the right conditions. And the same is true for you. Your age does not define your ability to sleep well. Your choices do. So here's my encouragement to you. Start with just one change tonight. Maybe it's leaving your phone in another room, or swapping your evening tea for a caffeine-free version. Maybe it's keeping your nap short and sweet, or reminding yourself that if you can't sleep, it's okay to get up and reset. Every small step adds up, and with consistency, those steps lead to nights of peace and mornings of energy. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 habits do you struggle with the most? Type the number in the comments. 1 for screens, 2 for late drinks, 3 for naps, 4 for exercise, or 5 for staying in bed awake. Sharing your answer not only helps you commit to change, but it also reminds other women that they're not alone in this journey. And if you found this video valuable, please subscribe to Elder Care Wellness and click the notification bell. Each week, we explore evidence-based, compassionate advice for women over 60, from healthy aging tips to natural remedies to building confidence after menopause. Together, we're creating a community where knowledge replaces fear and wellness replaces worry. And before we close, let me remind you this video is for educational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Every woman's body is unique. If you are experiencing pain, significant changes, or have personal concerns, please consult with your healthcare provider. Your well-being deserves personalized care.